Let's see. Oh, this is Siki. Maximum Threshold Radio, you are on the air.
Well, hello there, Dominic.
What's going on, man?
Siki Spacek here with
What's going on, Siki?
Nothing much, man. I was trying to get my cellular network to get through to you.
I hear you. Yeah. I mean,
I'll be able to play this back and listen to it when I...
Oh, that'd be cool, man. I have this all together for you. When we're done a little later on tonight, I'll piece it up there and I'll shoot you over the link and all that.
Okay, cool.
We'll do that.
I'm just over here celebrating, getting giddy with glee.
Nice.
Because that's right, my fellow brethren in the congregations of heavy metal. I have it right here in my hands, the brand new Black Death Resurrected album.
Nice.
That's right, the Return of the Iron Messiah.
Nice.
Yeah, I have my little commercial thing, monologue I have been practicing for itself, but it slipped my mind just that quick. So if it pops up, I'll bring it in later.
Cool.
So how's it going? What's the shoot? What questions you got?
Oh, pretty good, man. We just had Michael Sweet on the show. We just got them talking a few minutes ago, and we were just bullshitting about just metal and singers and stuff like that, man. It was a real cool interview.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. You know, maybe I'll be able to hear that back later, too.
Oh, yeah. It'll be all on there.
That'll work. Got a lot of malware.
That's it.
But anyways, in today's news, what's that?
So what's going on with Black Death Resurrected? I know you got the records that are out now. Is this like, how many records? Is this just one, or what's the makeup of it?
This is the first record. This is the first record with Black Death Resurrected, which this is also officially, this is the second Black Death album, but unofficially it's the third Black Death album because me and Vinny, the guitar player, Mr. Spot, I have the privilege to play with right now in this lineup. We played in Black Death Mach 2 back in the 80s, 88, I believe, after I parted company with Beyond Gods from the classic album.
Yeah.
And we recorded a demo album called The Tank Shop Maneuvers for Bill Peters back in 88. But we never got a chance to do anything with it because that's when I decided in August of 1988 to take a little 2-week sabbatical that somehow turned into 30 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell me.
Man, all I know is this, that I love Black Death, man, growing up, you know, just listening to your stuff, you know, Here Comes the Wrecking Crew, you know, I had the 7-inch, had that, and I mean, I followed you guys for those years, man, and then you were gone. I'm like, where the hell did he go? And then when Facebook and MySpace was out, I did the search. I tried to find where you were at. I was like, man, we need to get Black Death back together. I want to hear the music. And when I found they had this lineup, I think they had a chick singing for them, didn't they?
Yeah, that was my friend, good old Sandy Kruger.
Oh, Sandy's great. Sandy's great.
To sing with the band Cerebus.
Yeah.
And lately, as of late, most recently, it was with Julius Roberts, Global Warning at the time. You know, and she used to be with the Chosen Few singing the vocals.
Yeah.
Sing on the Cleveland Metal album.
Yep.
So Greg Hicks, he went and got that. Now here's what the deal was and stuff.
Yeah.
Black Death. Okay, I never stopped playing. You know, I was playing by myself at times, and then I was trying different other musicians and different. You know, when you try different recipes and formulas, because chemistry is right.
Yeah.
And then you got to find the right, you know, people with the right head. And then they have to, just like a coach has to get the players to believe in his dream, or to believe in what he's telling them and stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a question of that too. But anyways, Greg Hicks had took it upon himself to, like, all of a sudden he wanted to come out with Black Death, and I tried to reach out to him back before Vinny had joined the band, hooked back up with us, but he never responded back or anything, or, you know, some people I guess thought I was like a pariah or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And anyway, I was just neither here nor there. So when I was coming out with Black Death, I wanted to go see them play. And this is where the infamous Black Death Wars has started, okay? And here we go. We went and did a show with them after we saw them at the Beachman back, when was this? Yeah, it's 2011 maybe. Yeah, 2011. Anyways and stuff, the thing of it is and stuff, we played with them at Peabody's.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's when both bands, both Black Deaths on the same stage. Well, my former bandmate, Greg Hicks, he trademarked the logo off the first Black Death album, and the gentleman erroneously thought that because he did that he owned the name.
Oh, wow.
Well, no, sorry, son, you can't own the name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's more or less, that name is sort of like in the public domain, so to speak.
Yep.
You know, because there's so many different references for Black Death. Not to mention, there's like about 19 other bands called Black Death.
Oh, yeah.
It's a hip-hop band. It's that three-piece that's like out of California, you know,
Mm-hmm.
which, yeah, I'd like to check them out because a couple of their albums were named after a couple of my songs.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, and the guys, them, the bass player in Black Death Resurrected, and our former drummer, Titus, he was, they wanted me to use my name, the Siki Spacek name, instead of the Black Death name. Yeah. And I'm like, well, they're coming to see you anyway, you know. So just call it Siki Spacek. Let them keep Black Death. No, hell no.
Yep.
Hell no. I am Black Death as I live and breathe, you know.
Yep.
When I stop, take my last breath, the Black Death, as far as physically performing, may be gone, but the music will still be there for everyone to enjoy.
That's right.
You know. So in that instance, it'll live on. So when it came about, here's now these names of other groups that you probably heard that I played in, like Siki Spacek and the Resurrection, which excuse me while I chuckle a minute. Okay, reminded me of Prince and the Purple Rain or whatever the fuck it was called, you know. And, so it went from, and I tried to tell them then, I said, well, okay, so we could distinguish ourselves from the other Black Deaths. And so everybody will know that I'm in this Black Death. Let's call it Black Death Resurrected. But that democracy thing and stuff, you know, which I quickly stamped out later, years later. But anyways, that democracy shit, I went with what they said, Siki Spacek and the Resurrection. Then I went from that, I said, okay, Iron Messiah, you know, because people were kind of like gave me that nickname. So I said, let's call the band Iron Messiah, okay? And then we went through personnel lineup changes with that, blah, 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 blah. And some of the guys I used to play with in a band called Mandrake, they joined, I performed with them also in the Iron Messiah. And it was around about during that last go-round with Iron Messiah, I had hooked up with Vinny, and he and I and Bim and Titus decided to hook up and start jamming and go about the business of resurrecting Black Death because it was our 30-year anniversary last year. Mm-hmm. And this is totally before we recorded this album, and before all of this new album thing came about, we were gonna thought we were gonna be doing something with Bill Peters about he was gonna finally reissue the first Black Death album, you know, which I would say is about long overdue and stuff. Yep. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm trying to keep the cuss words out.
Oh no, you can say anything you want in here.
Oh, I can?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, I'm still practicing normal radio and TV. Hi, Siki Spacek, WBDK, Black Death Radio, right here, 99.9 on your dial. You know.
Perfect.
666 is the other guy. So, anyhow, and stuff, the curse of getting to know me, Dominique, because I run off in the gym. So, anyways, getting back to it. So, we went and started getting things together, jamming and getting stuff together. And then Iron Messiah did his last show in 2013. And then we just took it and ran with it. But my good friend Billy Morris, he had approached me a few years ago when I was playing with the other lineups, he wanted to record because he was doing his own record label,
Yeah,
Hot Fire
lava.
Records,
Yeah.
and he wanted to do the new Black Death album. He said, Siki, I want to record Black Death. I want to choose to record a new Black Death album. He was very dominant and persistent about it and stuff. And Billy Morris, he really believed in it, you know. And without Billy's contributions, you know, this wouldn't have never perhaps come to pass, you know, or been able to get to where it went with the next level.
Oh, yeah.
With a gentleman who our manager by the name of Mr. Dennis Dredd from Weird War Records, who flew us out to Portland last year to perform for the 4th of July. And when I brought the demo that we had made of this album, because Billy Morris is going to be putting the Black Death Resurrected album on CD. He's putting out the CD. He and Dennis, and they've got some deal going on where they're going to put that out. And the downloads and CDs, everyone, don't worry. There'll be everything, all of that junk will be modern technological stuff. Will be available sometime next month before the end of the holidays.
Nice.
Okay? So all you little technophobes out there, worry ye not. Don't panic. Your MP3s and your CD players will get fed lunch. All right? But in the meantime, get your new Black Death Resurrected album.
Nice.
Hold it in your hands. You know, remember back in the day when we used to get the Scorpions and Priests and Saxon Iron and Venom, especially Venom, you know, and because they came way out of left field, but nobody's singing about the devil back then. Okay. But you used to read the lyrics and you like to try to decipher the message that the artist was trying to put forth in the music.
Yep.
You know, and it was something about holding that 12 by 12 piece of cardboard with the wax inside with the big pictures. Oh, and there's big pictures on our album cover. You'll like it. And it's a collage of picters from, and the covers pretty much the Black Death history from 77 all the way up to as far as the last year.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, 2000. When did we take those pictures? It was, Joe Cleon. 2014 on Public Square. Yeah. So anyhow, so that's how that album came about. So you know, and you know, and it was the love of the music by these guys and stuff. And I, you know, words can't even express feelings and convey, you know, my appreciation and you know, and my love for these guys, for their love for the music and wanting to help make this a reality.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and then not to mention my bandmates that I'm playing with, you know. I finally found a guitar player who I could play with and who knew how to play his guitar. And Mr. Vincent Lindsay, you know.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is. Mr. Spot. How you doing, number one? As I use my Jean-Luc voice. But anyway, I'm giddy with glee. I mean, giddy with glee and stuff.
That's all right.
Because the album is out, you know, everybody can stop bugging me now. Okay, it's out. Okay. You can get it yourself. Okay. Just go to the Weird War Records website, and you can get it. Okay, you got to ask me no more. And I'll sign it for you. But anyways, and by the way, we're already getting ready to start work on, we're scheduled to at least sometime around December after my birthday, or perhaps after the holidays in January, start to work on the next record.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, we got enough material for as it stands right now, we got enough tunes for at least 2.5 to 3.5 more albums.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Oh, man. Yeah. You know, I know I got a good 2 albums worth of material myself. But Vinny, he writes material also. And we have a new drummer playing with us now, a gentleman who used to play in Dark Arena and Attacks and Solipsis, a friend of mine that we call Mr. Christopher Stody. You know, he's a really good, great guy and stuff. Powerful ass drummer, kicks ass. Him joining the band now, you know, as I always said, as the drummer goes, the band goes.
Yep.
The band is only as good as their drummer and stuff. And if you thought Black Death was heavy before, wait till you hear us now.
Nice. Yeah, I remember when years ago when they were talking about trying to get Black Death back together, when they started getting different lineup and all that, they were putting auditions out there. I was like, man, I put a word out there. I was like, hey, I mean, I'd be interested in playing guitar for these guys. I mean, there was something, you know, you grew up with, and an opportunity like that to see a band that you grew up with and you might have a chance to play with. That, man, it would have been cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, right now, I have another band on the side, you know, a little personal project, if you will. It's a group, a band is called Not of This Earth. Note. No.
Mm-hmm.
Not of This Earth, you know. And there's some materials, some songs, metal songs I write, don't exactly fit the Black Death mold.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, you know. I probably could have sold the shit to Poison or fucking Motley Crue. They made them heavier. But anyways. Oh, come on, man. Makeup, you know, heel wigs and shit, you know. No, I ain't gonna fuck with Poison. There was good bands, too.
You gonna go see Bret Michaels next week?
Huh?
You gonna see Bret Michaels next week?
Oh, I've seen enough of him on cable TV and his reality show. No, I'm cool. He's a singer for Poison, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but seriously, you know, they had some good tunes. They got good music. And, you know, and I write, and, you know, while I'm cartooning, I write material in the different vein. Because I try to write a song, I'm trying to, and that was the thing with Black Death. And, you know, especially having the name Black and Death, represent black metal and death metal. I wanted the Black Death to be able to cover every spectrum of metal in the heavy metal spectrum and stuff. You know, but if you can get that idea, you know, from your stoner grunge metal to you know, to your traditional metal to eventually maybe even some over the top, not overly technical metal, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that shit can get boring after a while. It's good guitar work, don't get me wrong.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? It's good guitar, your Ingwe Mountain and stuff. But I'd rather listen to you.
That's
You
it.
know? Yeah, you write a song.
You still have you still have the Cadillac guitar? The Dean?
Oh, yes, I do. A friend of mine, I don't have the original.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it's what happens when you're too trusting. And at the time, I didn't know how to recognize a crackhead, you know. So, hey, I'll go to the store. Can I leave my guitar here? You watch it till I come back? Yeah.
Oh. I've had stuff like that.
Huh?
I've had that stuff happen to me too, so I know how that is.
Yeah, man.
I don't
You know, and you thinking people cool, you're trying to be cool with them. So, anyways, my good friend Jeff McGraw from Axmaster, he is a son that's playing, because, you know, I have like two or three other different Deans, Flying V and that Dimebag Daryl Explorer V deal. But he says Siki it's not Black Death until you have a Dean Cadillac.
That's it.
Because that was the
It's your
guitar.
trademark, yep.
You know, it's like the flagship.
Yep.
It's like the Enterprise, so to speak. If you want to use that little analogy. So anyhow, yeah, you know, and I love it. I love it. I hadn't played one in so long. It's been like just about 30 years or 29 years.
Damn.
You know. Yeah, I took my break in 1988, and I think I got ripped for it in 89. Yeah, the following year. Yeah. So
what can people expect for like for the new Black Death sound? What would it be sort of be compared to?
What can it be compared to?
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, if you could roll up Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, Venom, a little Maiden, and a little Saxon.
Mhm.
How long must I stay here? But anyway, no, seriously. But a little roll of Judas Priest,
Mhm.
Hendrix, Raw, early Scorpions, I said Sabbath, Priest, and Motorhead and Venom, all in the one band. Oh, what the fuck? That's Black Death. Okay. But the drum sound is more, it's more of an attack.
Yeah.
It's the motor is like really running, like Filthy Animal from Phil Taylor from fucking Motorhead in his early days.
Mhm.
We're talking about that type of intensity, but with the chops like a fucking Neil Peart
Yep.
or motherfucking Nico McBain from fucking Iron Maiden.
I hear you.
Yeah, we got a kick-ass drummer, man. So now the songs are gun. We can gun it now,
Mhm.
and there's no problem for us to play some more of our faster material, and not have to worry about it. We love Titus very much and stuff, but he really wasn't, he was into metal, but not into that type of intense metal. And he did try, and he did his best at what he could do, but, we still needed, and it was amazing for him because he's only been playing drums for 4 years.
Mhm.
When he first joined the band, he had just started playing drums,
Yeah.
Yeah. And in a couple of months, it sounded like he'd been playing for a couple of years.
That's pretty crazy,
basically.
man. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no shit, seriously.
Was that because you guys were like friends and shit, and you just wanted to keep them together?
Yeah, well, a mutual friend of ours, a gentleman by the name of Squeaky Oil.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he was the only guitar player I had played with, and still to this day, where we were like twins, like one person start a sentence and the other one finish.
Yeah.
That's the way it was when we played guitar, when we jammed, when we played music. And Squeaky was instrumental and also in helping me to, because I've been hearing heavy metal in my head since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Hell, fucking Streetwalker was burning in my head back when I was in junior high school before I even learned how to play guitar, And then once I learned how to play, then I was able, you begin to learn how to make your thoughts or your imagination reality, so to speak.
That's right.
Like in the form of a song. Yeah. But the sound is it's gonna be heavy. The jungle beat with the drums and the bass, it's a lot tighter now. Also, all I can say is come out to Bill Peters' Food Drive this December, and you'll be able to hear it. I believe it's going to be at the Beachland Ballroom. I don't know what the date is going to be set.
I'll be there this time.
You'll be there?
Yep, I'll be there.
Yeah, because we plan on playing the whole classic Black Death album. I don't know if we'll be able to get Here Comes the Wrecking Crew and stuff, As a matter of fact, that's the only song on the album we haven't, I haven't shown the guys yet. But the most
that's my favorite
song.
That's one of my favorite songs, man. Here Comes the Wrecking Crew. That's one of my favorite ones.
Oh, man. Well, I'll see what we can do. There's a lot of time between now and December. It's a lot. Don't worry, Dom. It's enough time. We might be able to slip it in the set. But this one song that we're going to play that I hadn't performed out live in, in about shit. When the last time I played When Tears Run Red?
I was looking right at.
It's been 30 years, maybe.
Yeah, that's on it.
But When Tears Run Red will be added back to the set.
That's on your '83 demo. I'm looking at it right now.
What? When Tears Run Red?
Yeah.
Oh, that's on the album.
Yeah, that's. I'm looking at the record here.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. I woke up one morning but she was gone. But her cigarette was burning.
Can you hear it?
But yeah, you know.
That's 11 minutes. That's 11 minutes song.
Yeah, I know, but it's not. A lot of those songs, the only reason why they were as long as they were back then in the day. See, when I first met Phil and the rest of the guys from the classic Black Death lineup, those guys weren't into heavy metal.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I had to, like, teach them, introduce them, baptize them into heavy metal, and they finally didn't get it. They didn't get it finally until we went to the Agora to see Judas Priest the second time they came to Cleveland and played. And after that, then they got it. Because they used to kind of make fun of me and my leather and my studs.
You can only you can't fake yourself into liking something until you become part of it. Then it becomes you.
Exactly. Exactly. And Phil, he jumped on it right away because he liked it heavy music.
Yeah.
But when I first met them, they were playing like Eric Clapton tunes and John Lennon. I know you and you know me. Got to be together. Whatever the fuck they're come together. You know that song.
Yeah.
You know, they're playing shit like that, Cocaine and Hendrix and Motown stuff and shit. And so I slipped the Scorpions in on them. And then, because you just see, when you're introducing somebody to metal, it's a very delicate process. It's sort of like metallurgy, if you will.
Yep.
Allow me a moment to explain the process. When you're breaking somebody into heavy metal, my fellow brethren out there, you know you got to be easy with them. You can't just introduce them to the heavy shit right away because it might be a shock to their system. So what you do is stuff. Yeah, I have to do my little Joker thing, Gotham and the motherfucker. But anyways, what you got to do, you got to break them in. So I broke them in with the Scorpions, then Trance, and, you know, and then Virgin Killer. And then when time was right, you know, because we were primarily playing mostly just Scorpions and a couple of Hendrix tunes, and then was starting to write some songs. But then after I introduced them to the Priest, Sad Wings of Destiny, and like every metalhead out there, and yourself included, Dom, after you heard Sad Wings of Destiny by the Judas Priest, teenage English heavy metal.
With Victims of Changes. When you hear Victim of Changes, start hearing that opening riff, that that's the shit right there, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Love that record.
And it was so different from the way Black Sabbath played their metal.
Yeah.
Because the structures, it was more classical, music, you know, classically, musically influenced, like, you know, with some of the structures, you know, like Tyrant, you know, something like Tyrant, you know, like the opening riff with that, with the chorus,
That's right.
I was like, oh my God, you know. So, you know, break them in easy with something soft and stuff, you know. Yeah, and then you whoop the heavy stuff on them.
That's right.
You know. Yeah. So, anyhow, and stuff, so it's heavier, and the sound, you know, because again, like I said, you know, I listen to a lot of different metal, you know, and what I go for when I'm listening to a band or anything, I'm listening to the song, because to me, the song has got to be important, you know. And one of the things we're blessed with in Black Death, none of our songs sound the same. You know, every song stands on its own, is different, you know, and we don't play in just one key, you know. Made it a point intentionally to write a song in every key on the guitar, you know.
Yeah.
And then that also was helping me with my vocal range. Oh, by the way, I'm happy to say I got my vocals back.
Nice.
Took a damn month. Yeah. You know, so I could hit the high notes again.
They come in handy.
I can do my epitaph. The old man sitting there with his head bowed down. Every now and then, well, you know, he takes a look around and his eyes reflect on those memory parties of years gone by. Oh, I love
That was beautiful.
You know,
you sing like an angel, man.
Huh?
You still sing like an angel.
Like an angel.
You sing like a hell's angel.
Oh, a hell's angel. Okay, I thought it was okay. Usually people say demon, call me the king of hell and shit like that. An angel, okay.
You sing like the
angel. That works and shit.
Siki. You sing like a Siki. You sing like the angel of death.
Yeah, but a good death.
Oh, that's right.
And you say, yeah, and you say, some people out there, how in the fuck is a good death? I'll tell you what a good death is.
It's quiet.
A good death is this. A band called Black Death playing nothing but pure D heavy metal with sheer pandemonium and excess, with total abandon and stuff, with no thought to our own safety, you know, in our ears and your ears.
Yep.
We crank it loud and we're going to come and bring it to you.
Nice.
You know, hell yeah. This is the Rest in Peace tour that's coming up. Or Rest in Pieces. Yeah. Something like that, yeah. But it's exciting times right now.
Nice.
You know, like I said, we have Christopher Stoley drumming with us now.
Mm-hmm.
And my bass player, Jeremy Kursick, from the band Not of This Earth, and we also played together back in 2004. Because that's when I first came back out on the scene at the 1988. September 13th, Peabody's. Michael Schenker and Yuli John Roth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, first time Roth came to Cleveland, I was going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And just, yeah, oh, hell yeah. And just like Ric Flair brought the WCW heavyweight title to the WWF back in the day and was holding it, and they tried to block it out. Yeah, I came down there with my album and stuff, because one way or another, I was getting in there to see Raw.
That's it.
So anyways, that's where I met Jeremy and Hawk and the guys. They played in a band called Mandrake.
Mm-hmm.
And they needed a vocalist and stuff. And then I hadn't been on the scene in a while, and this was a good chance and opportunity to hook up. Man, you know, the bizarre thing about it, hooking up with these guys, the last fan letter that Black Death received came from my friend Michael Green, Hawk Mandrake, came from his old lady Crystal Green, and they just had a brand new baby girl.
Oh.
Let me shout that out. You know, little Abigail, yeah, Abigail Rosella Green, yeah. So anyways, she wrote, and I still have that postcard that she sent me. I carry it in my wallet every day. Been doing it for 25 some years now. Yeah. You know, so anyways, Jeremy, that's how I met Jeremy. And we played once I joined the band, we called it LOBDM, Legacy of Black Death Mandrake. And then, you know, we played together and Iron Messiah, you know, and now me and Jeremy, we're playing this little sub-project thing, again, like I mentioned earlier, called Not of This Earth. Mm-hmm. And he's going to be filling in on bass for us for a minute, you know, for the next 5-6 weeks, while our bass player, Bam, he has to rehabilitate from a little minor health issue. Yeah. So until such time as he's able to rejoin us, Jeremy Kursick will be playing bass with us, you know. But anyways, with all that aside and stuff and shit, you know, all you folks out there, when you going to come down and visit, man, the Shadowland and stuff.
That's right.
My good old friend Joe Mariani and Jeff McGraw, they've been down here, man. You know, and Brother McConnelly, he's been down here. When are you going to come down, you know? I got guitars, you got to bring your own amp.
We'll do that.
You know.
I got my dual rectifier.
Oh, you got your record player? Yeah. Because I got one sitting up in here, and I've been waiting all this time. You know, when you got something planned, you've been waiting to receive something, and you're ready to use it. And then when the time comes, like today, when I got a brand new Black Death album, notice how I keep going that. But anyways, and you get ready to go play it. And I was ready to play it, and then there's no damn needle in the record player.
Damn. At least she had a record player.
Yeah. That's like being out with the boys and you get to drinking too much and stuff, and you think you'd have met a hot chick, and then you get a surprise. And then who's got the last laugh now?
That's
I
right.
wrote a song about that shit. But anyway, she looks like a lady. But anyways, oh my God. So, anyways, I've been doing all the talking. What else? You got any other questions?
Nah, I just wanted to hear your voice, man. I wanted to get you on the show here. I wanted to hear you talk for a while and talk about the history, which you covered everything. Did a great job. And before we get going here, I want to get the word back out there how people can get a hold of this new Black Death Resurrected, so we could pimp it out on our website and we could do it on a radio show. And I definitely want to make it sort of like a sponsor kind of thing on our website and have a continuous link and do what we can do to help promote you and your music.
Right, and you can, and also at this site you'll be able to get in touch with my manager also, and perhaps he can send you a complimentary copy of something,
nice,
or a download, or however however this technology works like it is. It's like 30 years ago.
Yep.
They didn't have all this shit, and I come out, I reawaken 30 years later. And what the fuck is going on? Who needs a record label now? I mean, who needs a big record company? Or the big studio? You can do the shit in your basement. Yeah, really,
yep.
Yeah, So, anyways, wait a minute, excuse me, kush break. Wow.
I got somebody just.
This is it. I got a pretty. Excuse me. I kind of lost my composure there for a bit.
That's all right.
That was a good one. When it goes straight to your head.
Yeah.
I need to explain no more. Okay, I'm back now.
I got somebody from our chat room just asked me to ask you a question. This comes from Beavis. He wants to know if you're into Devo.
And Devo?
If you're into that band.
Into that band?
Yeah.
Back in the day, just that one little hit that they had, because, I listened to the song, it sounds kind of comical and corny, but, it was a hit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But musically, the way the song was constructed, it was a nice little arrangement, a nice little piece of music, little whimsical thing.
Yep.
But it was still cool. Yeah, and I can't say that I'm a big fan of their music because the only thing I've ever heard, like with a lot of groups, the only thing I heard is just what is presented to us commercially over the airwaves.
That's right.
Yeah, just like I had to rethink my opinion about The Who, because a friend of mine, the drummer actually, Chris, he turned me on to this live tape of The Who or what have you. Live at Leeds or something. That was pretty raw, and that was some good shit,
Oh yeah.
I never heard that on the radio, but that's I heard all the other stuff. Feed me, touch me, or whatever the lyrics of Tommy goes like.
Siki, how can people get a hold of this record? Because I'm gonna get going here, mix. I got Megadeth coming up here right after you.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. All you have to do is go to the website, weirdwarrecords.com. Okay. And you go there and it'll tell you everything you need to know how to get this little puppy in your midst and stuff.
Nice.
Let you know the price and shipping included and all that blah, 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 blah.
I'll put all that up.
The band, we're going to have some copies ourselves for the merch table and stuff, and we'll have some you can buy just a regular plain one. And the album is nice. It's not in that shrink wrap. Each album comes in that thick, heavy grade plastic mylar. Remember back in the day when you used to go to Record Revolutions and the import record would be in that thick plastic sleeve?
And it's taped over.
Yeah.
Yep.
this is definitely was made for, for all you Black Death lovers out of you Black Deathomaniacs, and lovers of something special.
Nice.
If you think go ahead.
I'll put the links and all that up on the website, and I'll do like a video promo and stuff and everything for you to help get that rolling as well.
Hey, we appreciate it.
No problem.
And maybe perhaps anything you need, just let me know and stuff.
Sounds
I'll help
good.
you out with some promotions on your shows. That's right. Come and listen to Dominic Reese and listening to the Maximum Threshold. Okay.
Siki, can you do us a quick favor?
Yeah, sure, man. What?
Can you do a promo ID for a radio show? Just say your name, the band you're with, you're listening to Maximum Threshold, and throw something crazy out at the end of it.
Okay, so I'm listening to Maximum Threshold.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's the call letters?
That's it, just Maximum Threshold Radio.
Oh, Maximum Threshold Radio?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Cleveland and the rest of your world out there, and all the congregations of metal worldwide. You're listening right now to my good friend Dominic Ricci, right here on the Maximum Threshold radio station, coming to you right out of here from Cleveland, Ohio. I love you, Cleveland. Okay.
Siki, you forgot to say your name in it.
Oh, my name. Oh, right. Okay, let's try this again.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Siki Spacek, and when I'm in Cleveland or anywhere traveling in the world, I listen to the Maximum Threshold radio station with my good friend Dominic Ricci. Come on, you want to hear some good music and some good interviews in depth and hear some more crazy shit like this from me? Well, you just tune in to Maximum Threshold with good friend Dominic Ricci. That's right, and you tell him Siki Spacek, the Iron Messiah sent you. I love you, Cleveland. Dominicos, baby. How was that?
That was perfect. Siki, hey, I want to thank you. I want to thank you very much for being on our show here tonight. And like I said, anything I could do, man, to help you, with this new one that you got coming out, man, I'm here for you and our station and our people who work on our show all across this nation here. We're out here to help support you and help you out.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Dom. That's great. Glad to hear that. And likewise, anything we can do to help you guys out, you just give me a ring. Let me know.
Sounds good, man.
All right, my brother. I'm going to let you get back to what you're doing and stuff, and I'm going to get back to doing what I was doing.
Sounds good.
And, all right, everyone out there, it's been a pleasure. It's been fun. It's been real. But now it's time to go. Until we rock. Good night.
Thank you, Siki. And here you go, man. Here's some Black Death for you. Scream with Iron Messiah here on Maximum Threshold Radio. Horns up. Fist in the air, baby.
searching for love. You've abandoned your home. I've been summoned from the heavens above to bring you this message of love. This is the love you've broken and now you must pay. I am the angel from heaven. I will make you bleed. I am the angel from heaven.